Okay, guys, up to now I show the games of this wonderful book on the original chessboard and pieces. Yet some people complain because they don't like that style of pieces, which were the actual pieces that these people were playing on, because the Staunton chess pieces didn't exist. That's a fact. We are at least 16 years before. Okay. So in any case, I want to show you another game from this book because I honestly like the book very, very much. I think it's something you should have in your library. It will provide you with hundreds of hours of study or entertainment because these games were played nearly 200 years ago. Here we are still in the match 1 and this is game 14. McDonnell, the Scotch guy, is white. De la Bourdonnais is black. The game starts with e4, c5, f4, what today we would call Grand Prix attack, in the time they call the Philidor variation. e6, knight f3, knight c6, c3, d5, e5, f6, knight e3, knight h6, knight c2, very interesting maneuver, a3 c2 because he wants to support d4, queen b6. As you can see, this is a kind of French advance. We are not really in Sicilian anymore, and as you can see, there is all the fight, the usual fight for put pressure on e5, put pressure on d4, attack b2, preventing this from moving. All the same stuff that we see over and over in the French advance. So d4 and bishop d7. This is kind of important. It's important move because this is a bad bishop, but it needs to protect the king from possible discovery checks, and so it's kind of important. Okay, in the previous game it seems they played, black played c takes d, okay? Instead now this is a novelty, let's say, okay? De la Bourdonnais maintains the tension in the center for an extra move. Now white plays a mistake, knight e3, and he says, and it pays off, since McDonnell responds with an error similar to the one committed on game 9. Okay, so as you can see, it's kind of important to see all the games, but it's not my goal to show you all the games in the book. My goal is to review the book, to tell you if I like it or not, if I'm happy or not, why they didn't put the diagram, why the diagram is oriented by the white side instead of the black, and so on and so forth. That's my goal. Meanwhile, I also want to enjoy the games together, of course. C takes d4, c takes d4, and here instead they analyze what happened if knight takes d4. There was a player called Saint-Amand which suggested a line. So as you can see, guys, the author of this book, in my opinion, did a really amazing job. It makes me think of someone living in a monastery, because if he had all this time at hand to find all these comments and annotation, it's kind of crazy, to tell you the truth, because I continue to see a lot of names that have annotated these games, and you wouldn't believe it, because I mean, why they annotated the games of these two guys? They are not grandmaster level in my opinion. But maybe grandmasters didn't exist at the level we think of today. And if that's true, definitely true. Bishop b4 check. And here white cannot play bishop d2 because there would be knight takes d4. So that's very a problem. So the only way to save that is king f2. Castle. And at this point, guys, you already know that probably black is going to win. Why? Because as you can see, white is a kind of disarray, right? Now black can attack here, black has this here, black has this here. I mean, all his pieces are doing something. Instead, white is playing with these 4 pieces less practically. And that's a kind of huge problem, right? Okay, so after castle, now there was a problem that was if f takes e5, d takes e5, and then bishop c5 attacking there. So he plays king g3. Okay, but of course black opened the lines. The Bourdonnais could have reduced his opponent's possibility by moving bishop e8 fourth. Okay, and play would have probably transposed to the game. Okay, no problem. Let's see what happens. F takes e, it's a dubious move. And it seems it was better this. This is the one that I should have played. Because he attacks on d7, you know. Incredible. If takes e. Okay. So, if you are black now, try to pause the video and find out what would you play. As you can see, sometimes I just ask you one time in a video to find the correct move, but I believe it's a critical moment. And so, if we do this exercise for a good amount of times, which could be 1000, at a certain point you will develop a feeling for the moment when a position is critical and when you have to stop and think. Okay, so here is bishop e8, the great moves. This bishop maneuver to h5 and provides the clearest evidence yet of the vulnerability of white's center in this opening. And of course, now McDonnell play this because on this he would like to try to play g4, right? And here there is a big line about it. But he also showed that there was no hope already at this point. Bishop h5, the point f3 we shall first be weakened before occupying the long diagonal. So let's see what happens. g4, bishop g6, so probably want to go to e4. Black occupies the diagonal, white should have seized on move 9. Staunton gives rook f3 as an option, so take here as an option, while black would certainly have had compensation for the exchange. So let's see what happens here. Bishop g2, and here there are a bunch of moves without a comment, so let's see them. Bishop e4, g5, knight f5, knight takes f5, rook takes f5, bishop e3, And now, again, try to pause the video and try to find out what should black play. Because in this way, I also try to help you. Notice, in the book, they should have put a diagram here. In the book, they should have explained why this move is good. Because if they don't explain it, it's a little bad, no? So the move played by black is, oops, bishop takes f3. After which there is bishop takes f3. And now, again, there is the reason why bishop takes f3 was played, right? Because he removed a defender. And so, black takes on e5, because if you take back, this is gone, right? So obviously it doesn't do that. He plays bishop g4, but it's not enough. Knight takes g4, queen takes g4, and rook a f8. So the last piece by black enter into the game. Rook a g1, bishop d6, bishop c1, rook f3 check, and after king h4 we have a move rook 3 to f4, and white resigns. Why did white resigns? Here is not explained, but I believe the point is this, right? Tack, tack. Now you cannot do much here. I don't know, maybe let's do also this. He probably take, or if he doesn't want to take, because in any case it's still pin, he would take here. And the advantage is that now he has two pass pawn that will win the game, just them, right? Just them, they will win the game. So I hope that it's clear why black won. This was a game from this great book on a normal chessboard with a Staunton chess set. Thank you very much for watching.